One Zambia, One Nation. Thanks for joining us on Zains News. To present it, my name is Faith Katai. The headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema calls on churches to utilize CDF. Stakeholders in education sector review 2024 budget. Gwembe Council puts up crossing points. In sports news, Hero 7 rugby tournament kicks off in Kabwe. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has called on churches to ensure that they make use of availability of constituency development funds within their locality. He has also encouraged church leaders to be part and parcel of the discussions with regards to the CDF projects in the area. The president said this when he graced the Granite Jubilee for St. Teresa Cathedral in Livingstone, celebrated under the theme 90 Years of Faith, Hope and Love. Sarah Miti attended the celebrations and brings us this report.
Joyful hearts, they march in the streets of Livingstone to celebrate a great milestone for the church. A Granite Jubilee celebration which marks 90 years of St. Teresa Catholic Cathedral's existence in Livingstone. The celebrations are an offering of thanksgiving to God for his love shown to the church throughout the 90 years, with special offerings of prayer and gifts. President Hakainde Hichilema, together with other senior government officials, joined in the celebrations, and the president has congratulated the church for achieving the Granite Jubilee with an assurance of government support to the church. The head of state further...
Our bishop, let me celebrate. Let us celebrate with you 90 years of this facility by acknowledging the vision of the missionaries, the vision of this church from the early beginnings, not just to evangelize, not just to convert people to Christianity, to this our Catholic Church, but also to work for the community. The community, in this case of Livingstone. We will work with this church, we will work with the other churches, Christian churches, other religions, our bishop, to foster, to improve the living standards of our people in all aspects. So what you are asking for is absolutely welcome. And even if we took that step, we will not walk away from the church. This church, other churches, other religions, in delivering better service for the people of Zambia. That's our assurance, our bishop.
Of state further re-emphasized that the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, is a deliberate policy by government to deliver social services to the people of Zambia, and that the church should be part of the beneficiaries. The president further applauded the church for venturing into entrepreneurial activities to sustain itself and called on all Zambians to emulate the church in order to increase productivity in the country.
The church in Livingstone here is a member of the local community, as are other churches based in Livingstone. Therefore, they must be integral to accessing CDF funds. And it's said that when the president pronounces something, it must be followed. Therefore, Minister of Tourism, Member of Parliament for Livingstone, MP for Katombora, if you are here, MP for Mapatizia, next door, and all of the people involved, Mayor, Council Chairpersons. This Catholic Church and other churches must be invited to the table where CDF decisions are being made, so that they too thank you, so that they too can fuse in their priorities. I am very impressed that the church, our church here, is also running some income generating activities. in line with the message I'm giving. Investment, not consumption only. The church is running a filling station outside here. I'm not embarrassing you, Bishop. We are very proud of that initiative. And under the program we call, two programs, CEC and the Youth Empowerment Programs, we would like to work with the church, Bishop, to see how we can add further support to this venture. I know you told me something, I won't say it publicly here, which already has yielded from these two facilities from government. But we'd like to work with you a little bit more. Support the church in its entrepreneurial side, in its revenue generation side. That's a subject most Zambians don't want to talk about. But I'm in love with that subject.
And the church leadership, led by the Right Reverend Bishop Valentine Kalumba OMI, has appreciated the government for its commitment to improving the livelihood of Zambians through initiatives such as increasing the Constituency Development Fund (CDF) and further made some special requests.
The increase in the allocation of the Community Development Fund, when a thing is talked about repeatedly, it means it's important. However, we are yet to witness its larger impact on the community. In order to effectively monitor the Community Development Fund, it is necessary to ensure that ongoing construction projects related to CDF meet high quality standards. I would like to bring two important matters to your attention, Your Excellency. The first one, Your Excellency, we are looking forward to a time when the Catholic schools will be retained to the Catholic Diocese of Livingstone. Number two, this is not new. We have talked about this even with the previous government. We have a mission hospital in Sicily, and we also have a rural health center called Makunka that is designated to be upgraded to a level 1 hospital. Now, the challenge is, I guess you have guessed, ambulances. Yeah, patients continue to suffer, Your Excellency. Since there is no ambulance available, they cannot be transported to a referral hospital.
The celebrations are being held under the theme Celebrating 90 Years of Faith, Hope and Love. Sarah Miti for Zanis in Livingston.
Also in the news, the Seventh-day Adventist Church Njanji congregation has held a health exposition aimed at promoting a healthy community. Njanji congregation SDA church pastor George Mwansa says the church has decided to hold the health expo and help not only the church members but also the community to know their health status. Pastor Mwansa observes that a number of people do not know their health conditions due to a number of factors such as long distances to health facilities and financial constraints. He said with the overwhelming response so far, he is optimistic that a large number of people will be captured. Pastor Mwansa adds that a number of services such as free BP, sugar checkups, free eye examination, and dental checkups and extractions are some of the services. He notes that orthopedic examinations, nutrition classes, and lifestyle counseling for children disease will also be conducted.
Number one, this is for our own church members here at Njanji. And then secondly, this is a church that is located in the community. And so we felt that other than just targeting our own church members, we could also visit members in the community and invite them to this event so that they too can participate in knowing their status as far as their health is concerned. The word to other congregations is that we need to always bear in mind that as a church, the Christian church, Jesus makes it very clear in Matthew chapter 5, verse 13, that we are the salt of the earth. And so in order for churches to be relevant in the community, it's not just about preaching the gospel to internal audiences, but it is also about reaching external audiences through community service events such as the one we are holding here today.
We are doing BP checkups. We are checking sugar for our people in our community. We are also looking at various challenges that they have, and then we are able to advise them to go to the nearest health facility where they are able to receive the necessary help.
Fanyama district has continued to record increased malaria incidences, promoting the Department of Health to heighten its malaria prevention campaigns. The district has since targeted to distribute 100,000 insecticide-treated mosquito nets to various households in the district before the end of this year. Join Agrippa Silumbwe with the following report.
They are here to acquire skills in the prevention of malaria cases, which have become rife in Fanyama district. These are health staff drawn from different health facilities across Fanyama to undergo a training in collection of data and distribution of insecticide-treated mosquito nets.
Fanyama district has experienced quite a lot of malaria cases in the recent past. As it stands right now, the incidence per thousand stands at 800 per thousand. So we've already made steps by conducting a training in mass ITN distribution. We have trained facility staff from 31 clinics across the district. We expect to receive about 100,000 of ITNs. As a district, together with the local authorities, the local leadership, we've put up measures which will see to it that there is no abuse of these ITNs in the communities. Appropriate action will be taken against any member who will be found misusing.
Participants have declared themselves ready to execute the program.
We'll make sure by working hand in hand with the community health volunteers that reach out to these people and proper information is given to them. So I would say we are ready. As centers where we're coming from to ensure that the exercise and the campaign flourishes.
We'll be distributing the mosquito nets door to door with the help of the community health workers. I feel this will reduce on the number of malaria cases.
Fanyama has been one of the highest districts in terms of malaria prevalence on the Copperbelt province. Reporting, I'm Agrippa Silumbwe.
Stakeholders in the education sector have described the proposed 2024 national budget as balanced and progressive. National Action for Quality Education Executive Director Aaron Chansa says the budget has a number of progressive pronouncements, such as the increased budget allocation in the education sector for the year 2024. Mr. Chansa says the allocation has been increased from 23 million kwacha this year to 27.4 billion kwacha next year. He notes that there is also a progressive step towards school grants allocation next year, where about 1.9 billion kwacha has been allocated to all schools in the country, adding that this is motivating. Mr. Chansa has since suggested that the allocation should also go towards primary school, as they did not receive enough funds previously. He says the government has also increased the 2024 budget allocation in the school feeding program from 34 million kwacha to 100 million kwacha. Mr. Chansa said this is impressive, saying the feeding program motivates school-going children to attend classes. And Chiwombo Child Development Agency Education Programs Coordinator, Honest Mutesha, says the 2024 budget is promising, but more needs to be done, especially where early childhood is concerned.
Generally, the budget is balanced. It has got very good pronouncements and also some gaps. One of the progressive pronouncements is the increase of the budget to education from 23 billion kwacha this year to 27 billion kwacha next year. This is progressive. The other part that we take note is the increase in the school grants. We see there's about 1.9 billion kwacha which must be able to go to schools. And our suggestion is that a lot of this money must go to primary schools. Previously, primary schools have not been well funded, but we hope that in 2024 this is going to change. We appreciate the increase also from 34 million kwacha to 111 million kwacha going to the school feeding program. This is also very elating, because we know that school feeding program is a program that attracts learners to school.
We realize that government has not really spoken much in that area, so we would want to actually commend government for the increase, but then also recommend that they look at the pride of early childhood education, because that is a foundation. You know, even when you look at the issue of teacher recruitment, there are very few people, teachers that have been maybe recruited even from the last year's 30,000 teachers. There were very few teachers that were recruited in line with early childhood maybe education, comparing on the percentages. With that said, I also want to look at the issue of children with special needs. When we look at the budget for 2024, not much has been emphasized on the children with special education, and that in itself, we're looking at also the recruitment of teachers.
Meanwhile, Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba says the proposed 2024 national budget is a masterpiece towards the re-establishment of Zambia as a preferred tourism destination. He says the removal of the visa waiver for selected nations and other key interventions made this year saw an increase of 22% influx of tourists in the last 6 months compared to last year. Mr. Sikumba adds that the 770 million kwacha allocated to the Ministry of Tourism for 2024 will help towards achieving the target of more than 1.5 million tourist arrivals in the country in 2024. Mr. Sikumba says the critical areas that the ministry will focus on with the allocated amount will be marketing, product development, and minimal infrastructure development. Mr. Sikumba further adds that other ministries such as the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Green Economy have also been allocated funds that will feed into the growth of the Ministry of Tourism. The minister says Zambia has also secured the 100 million World Bank concessional loan, which will help in the tourism infrastructure development in the point of interest across the country. He notes that this will spur interest from the private sector to start investing in the tourism sector. Copperbelt Minister Elisha Matambo says the government is committed to providing the conducive environment for the private schools to participate in the provision of education. Mr. Matambo says this can be seen through the presented 2024 budget, where the education sector has been allocated 27.4 billion for education functions in 2024. Nelly Bota reports.
Ndola Trust School has been delivering quality education to learners since 1973. This year marks 50 years since its establishment, and the school has set up a number of activities to celebrate their Golden Jubilee. 50 years evokes a powerful vibration that can bring about positive change in managing the school.
Attaining 50 years of its existence calls for celebration to us. This is because it is a milestone many will not achieve. To us, as an organization, it is a perfect time for families and friends to get together and celebrate achievement of the school over such a long period of time.
Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo graced the event.
The new Dawn administration, under the leadership of His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, is committed to providing a conducive environment for the private sector to participate in the provision of education. As you may have heard, government will next year spend 27.4 billion kwacha, or 15.4% of the budget on education function.
The learning institution has attained its jubilee through hard work and being focused.
Such a brilliant record is owed to the board of directors, who formulates sound policies, the able leadership of the school management, the commitment and hard work of teachers, and the cooperation of parents as well.
The board of directors, school management, and learners are happy with the school's achievement.
We have tried to live above. I am proud to stand here as a board member and say that even if the auditors were to come tomorrow, they will not find a thread where money was misappropriated for one reason or another. We thank the administration, and we are very, very grateful. We have had a very strong PTA. As Mr. Makasa had alluded to, we now have a big bus, all thanks to our PTA.
The school has awarded members of staff that have worked for over 20 years. Nelly Bota reporting for Zanis in Ndola.
Zanis News continues. Minister of Finance and National Planning, Stumbeko Musokotwane, says the government is focusing on uplifting the livelihoods of Zambians by making conditions suitable for job creation. Speaking during a special interview program on ZNBC TV1 and monitored by Zanis, Dr. Musokotwane summarized the 2024 proposed national budget as one that encourages more investments so that jobs are created, incomes are higher, and every Zambian becomes involved in the economic process. Dr. Musokotwane has explained that this will increase taxpayers' money, which can be used towards social protection programs for the most vulnerable people. The minister notes that the proposed budget will also continue supporting paramount areas that include the education and health sectors. He further notes that with concern the cost of living, stating that it is the reason the government has put in place support programs to provide relief to the people. And Dr. Musokotwane has explained the move to increase the Constituency Development Fund from 28.3 million to 30.6 million kwacha next year was driven by the need to quickly decentralize development, especially in rural areas. The Gwembe District Council is constructing bridges and crossing points on the federal roads to enhance access to health facilities and schools in the area. Council Chairperson Colette Ndlovu says the works will address the challenges that the community has been facing, especially during the rainy season. Brian Kapuka has the rest of the story.
Gwembe District faces the challenge of crossing points being washed away during rainy season. Fortunately, Gwembe Town Council, through the Capital Fund, is constructing bridges in the district. 9 bridges are so far under construction in Sompani and the Fumbo wards. Gwembe Town Council Secretary Marwa Muchu told Zanis in an interview that the construction works have reached an advanced stage.
The local authority received about 6,750,000 under Rural Development Fund under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. This money was meant for construction of crossing points. We have 9 crossing points that have been worked on, just 2 which are being finalized. We have some along Sompani Road, where the contractor might be finishing probably next week. We have another one along Fumbo. In Fumbo, there our biggest bridge, which is being worked on by a local contractor, and we expect the works at least in the next 2 weeks to have reached maybe 95%. And we'd like to take this opportunity to thank the government for what is going on there. Because we've always had problems when it comes to rain season. We've only done about 9, which the government funded, but we still need more crossing points.
And Gwembe District Council Chairperson Colette Ndlovu is happy with the development.
We had received money from central government, which we requested to do our bridges, because we had heavy rains last year, which washed away all our bridges. So we targeted the roads which were viable. So far the works have been progressing very well. We have moved all the 6 bridges, they are almost done.
And Gwembe District Commissioner Kiron Chikangula took time to inspect the projects.
At this point in time, I'd like to thank all the contractors that we engaged with for this funeral.
Brian Kapuka reporting in Kwembe District, Southern Province.
In Northwestern Province, some stakeholders have welcomed the signed agreement under public-private partnership to upgrade Lumwana-Kambimba Road to bituminous standard. The stakeholders say once implemented, the over 181 million United States dollar project will help to boost trade between Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Early this week, the Road Development Agency and Sandstone Consortium signed a concession agreement for the construction of the 85-kilometer Lumwana-Kambimba Road in Northwestern Province. Mary Ndlovu has more in this report.
The signing of the concession agreement to upgrade Lumwana-Kambimba Road to bituminous standard has cheered stakeholders in Northwestern Province. Gili Kakunta is Northwestern Investments and Development Foundation President.
All the people in the Northwestern are excited for this project. It has come at the right time. This project has come to boost trade between DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zambia.
Mr. Kakunta has also appealed to the government to quicken the process of working on other roads in the province.
Kambimba-Lumwana Road may not be the only viable road or project. We also need a road from Kasempa to Kaoma, very economical. Kasempa to Mungwa, very economical. Sorwezi to Kipush. Mainly these four roads are very economical and we need urgent attention.
And Northwestern Council of Elders Secretary Kenneth Kapata has commended the government for the development. Mr. Kapata adds that the province is looking forward to having more economic roads worked on.
We are only hoping that, as per yesterday, what has remained to be signed will be signed as well. All right, we have a road from here to Mshindamo, a road from here to Kaoma, from Kasempa to Kaoma rather, a road from Watopa to Lukulu, a road from Kelengi all the way Jimbe rather up to Mtanda. We are waiting to see how this will be taken care of.
The project has a concession of 25 years, of which 2 years is for construction, while 23 years is for the operation and maintenance by the concessionaire. For Zanis, in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province, I am Mary Ndlovu.
Now, the Energy Regulation Board has called for strong linkages with students from higher learning institutions to conduct research and debate on ways of unlocking the energy potential in the country. Energy Regulation Board Senior Manager Sheikh Nasima says this can be achieved through the involvement of students who are still actively practicing in schools as a learning platform. Here is a report.
The Energy Regulation Board on the Copper Belt is engaging students from higher learning institutions through debate to discuss issues of energy to find solutions that can better the lives of Zambians. Through the debate, dubbed the Battle of Great Minds, students from Copper Belt University, Catholic University, Copperstone University, and Northrise University competed against each other. The Energy Regulation Board is happy that such engagements will help to stimulate the minds of these youths to be part of the country's energy solutions.
That working with institutions of higher learning will help stimulate students' interest in energy studies and research, to understand the intricacies and dynamics involved in the energy supply chain. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, and I quote, "Tell me and I will forget. Teach me and I may remember, but involve me and I will learn." We believe that by involving the students in researching these topics, they learn better and become more enlightened.
Provincial Education Office has welcomed such ideas aimed at addressing the energy sector.
It is not a secret that the energy sector in Zambia requires modern solutions for the sustainable exploitation of renewable energy and the exploitation of the oil resources within the country if we are to address the high cost of fuel.
Northrise University representative encouraged students to get a lifelong benefit from being part of the country's energy solutions.
The genetics giving the students an opportunity to work together, to argue for or against emotion. They help students to develop research skills, critical thinking skills, time management, and public speaking.
The debating students highlighted their ideas on green energy.
We believe to say green energy is not the only solution, in that it is dependent on other solutions, and that only when these other solutions are implemented can it be a reliable solution. What do I mean? Bona fide affiliates to the chamber, high upfront costs, in that for you to install many of these going green initiatives, you have to spend a lot.
Fellow members of the House, they are forgetting that hydro is green energy. To be clear, green energy comprises of hydro, solar, wind, geothermal. One thing again that our opponents are focusing mostly on is Zambia. To clarify another point, we are talking about it from the African context.
Copperbelt University was the overall winner, and each student received 2,000 kwacha. Northrise University came second, while Copperstone University scooped the third position, and Catholic University came last, and each participating student received 1,500 kwacha. Tovini Ngombe, Zanis, Indola.
Lusaka Province Minister Shaw Mudiata says government believes that without involvement of traditional leaders, development efforts in rural communities will fall short of the expectations and aspirations of the people. Ms. Muliata says traditional ceremonies do not only preserve culture, but also promote harmony while helping to push the country's developmental agenda. The minister said this when she officiated at the Danto traditional ceremony of the Chikunda people of Luangwa district. Lou Majila brings us the details.
Kumbila mvula idze tifuna lili kampeni tifuna taikese tifuna mafu tifuna mafuta.
The ancestors have been elated and called upon to intervene in the rain pattern and agricultural yield for the forthcoming 2023 to 2024 farming season. This is Danto traditional ceremony of the Chikunda people of Luangwa district, held at the weekend and organized by the Luangwa establishment.
It is an NGO whose role in the district is complementing government and chiefdom's effort in social and developmental aspects of the life of the people, with focus on culture, customs, traditions, and development.
Faira Member of Parliament bemoaned the increasing human-animal conflict that is also affecting agricultural activities in the area.
Our harvests have been hampered because of human-animal conflict. We have a lot of elephants that are roaming around, and indeed our Zawa officers have actually been overwhelmed.
Chief Mpuka, through his representative, commended his subjects for sustaining the traditional culture and thanked government for various developmental projects in the chiefdom.
I would like to thank the government for the developmental projects which have been undertaken in the district and in my chiefdom.
He also cautioned his subjects against child marriages. Crowning the entire Danto celebration, Lusaka Province Minister Shao Mudiata reiterated government's premium on traditional ceremonies in the country and further challenged councillors to go on the ground and educate masses on Constituency Development Fund, CDF.
The government of the Republic of Zambia is alive to the fact that ceremonies do not only enhance the preservation of culture and traditions, but enable cohesion, peace and harmony, and also push the developmental agenda.
The 2023 Danto traditional ceremony was held under the theme, Promoting Traditional Culture Through Economic Transformation. Lou Majila reporting for Zanis in Luangwa district.
Finally, The Heroes Sevens 2023 rugby tournament has kicked off in Kabwe district with 5 women teams and 9 men's teams taking part in the tournament. We have the rest of the story in this report.
It all speaks for the commitment that rugby fans hold for the sport. The Heroes Sevens 2023 rugby tournament, sponsored by the Broken Hill Sports Center and the Zambia Rugby Union, has kicked off in Kabwe with 5 female teams and 9 male teams participating in the tournament. The fans witnessed performance of the highest quality over the course of the tournament, as players did the best to compete in the spirit of sportsmanship and fair play, even as they took the opportunity to come closer to each other. Green Eagles Rugby Chairperson Lieutenant Kenyo Muchemwatsimbole says the consistency of the program has led to its expansion to schools and community grounds.
The club as Broken Hill Sports Center, we have equally embarked on not just concentrating on the main team, but we've equally started a nursery from the secondary schools who we are building in a bid to keep our children safe and away from bad vices. Suffice to say that rugby is a disciplined team. It's a disciplined sport.
Red Arrows Club Vice Chairperson Lieutenant Kenyo Josephine Nachona has called upon the corporate world to come on board and sponsor the girls' rugby.
Up to now, I can say there's a lot of improvement in terms of sports and the commitment from the clubs and individuals. So I would urge everyone to come on board, the sponsors, to come on board in numbers and support our teams, especially the ladies.
Tom Charoba is the coach for Green Eagles rugby team, and he's happy with the quality of participation in the tournament.
We are very glad that so far, so good. The number of participating teams is perfect, more than what we had expected actually, and we are very glad that the games have flown smoothly up to almost where we are now.
Green Buffaloes were declared champions of the Heroes Sevens 2023 after they beat the host Broken Hill by 15 scores to 10. Daniel Billy for Zanis Sports in Kabwe, Central Province.
As we end the news, we have a recap of stories that made headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema calls on churches to utilize CDF. Stakeholders in education sector review 2024 budget. Gwembe Council puts up crossing points. In sports news, Heroes 7 rugby tournament kicks off in Kabwe. That's all we had for you on Zanis News. This has been Faith Katai. Remember, Zambia is bigger than all of us. Pleasant viewing.